Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing Eidolon. This element's really fun, but the optimal combo here is going to be M1s into Seek, into Ryatsu Eclipse, into Siphon, into Uppercut, M1s, stack down slam with Haunt, Uppercut, M1s into Trick Shot. So it does a ton of damage. You probably won't ever land the full thing in ranked, but for our stats we have 200 Vitality, 370 Spirit. Accessories, we have Beyond Eye Patch with Sniper, Flower Can Psych him with Strength Resistance, Legendary Torn with Strength Resistance, Flower Cloak with Dexterous, and then Creeping Hunger with Sniper. And of course, I'll show you the gems. Okay, so for the gems, we have Ichor and Ryatsu Eclipse, gets you a lot of heals. We have Clutch on Trick Shot, Prodigy on Vital Surge, Seek, Siphon, and Haunt, I don't have any gems to put on right now, but I would recommend putting Reap on Seek, which is the extender, Despair on Siphon, and honestly, Reap again for Haunt. But anyway, let's get into ranked. Alright, we got our first match here. I gotta say, Eidolon's like a super fun element. I've probably not played it in like oh geez, it might be like somewhere around 3 months or so now, because it got buffed, and I at least haven't played it since it got buffed. So, when you're running Eidolon though, if you want like a better build, you don't have to use all the Eidolon moves. Like generally, Haunt is kind of useless. Siphon is kind of useless unless you put like a good gem on it. Like if you put Despair on it, then yeah, you're basically just locking them out of their extender the whole time. And Haunt does have one use, which is if you use it 5 M1s in the air, it does extend. But besides that, there's no real use to it, because you're not landing it. You can technically just extend with it on the ground, but I think it's like this. I think you need Greatsword to do it, or it's like way easier with Greatsword. But it is patched in private servers, which means when they push that patch to ranked, you know, obviously it won't work anymore. But for the time being, it does work. Alright, we're just gonna pop mode. So here we're just gonna kind of spam our ult, because, you know, it might catch him, which it does. And that's because Aerial Tandem into Chaos Blaster just does not work on when you're on a higher ping. So nice evasive. So it automatically went off there. I didn't press it again, but that's fine. It did lots of damage. But yeah, once you get into mode, like Eidolon's just broken. Like I can just sit here, I can hold F. Look at that. Alright, so here's the main combo. Coming in here. We'll go for an M2. And then just keep it going. But yeah, like 1800 damage off that. That's really where you're getting most of your damage. That's why you want moves that can evasive bait a little better. Because obviously you're not getting evasive bait with Siphon. You're not getting evasive bait with Haunt really, unless you land a raw uppercut. Which, you know, isn't impossible, but you know, it's just not reliable. We get one there, and he's dead. The build used to be with this was that instead of using Haunt, you'd use Raichi Downpour, and then basically you just abuse the fact that in Final Circle you're almost unkillable. But unfortunately, well actually kind of fortunately, they have nerfed, they've nerfed Raichi Downpour. It's genuinely a terrible move now, like it's almost useless. It has like almost no stun. It stuns less than fire skeletons, and I don't think they buffed its damage. They might have made it shoot a couple more arrows out, but they've basically made it as useless as it can get. I would not recommend using it on any build at this point. You know, people used to run it on strength builds because it was so good at getting, you know, combos and stuff for free, but now it's not really very good. We'll see, maybe, because if you land Haunt dead on, like directly on, it does guard break. It's just that it's not mouse aimed, it always goes a certain distance, and that distance is, oh, I'm out of Ryatsu, is too far, like, to realistically use it as a guard breaker. That's why the move's so useless, but maybe if we can get an uppercut here, I can show you. So you just want to do 5M1s into it on the ground, or in the air, and then, yeah. Once you get their evasive though, this is always the combo here, is just to get them up in that. Because, you know, that's really where you're gonna get a ton of damage. My game's frozen, so. Alright. Nice, okay. We should be fine here. We're definitely not gonna evasive because he's on chaos, so, you know, obviously we're not trying to get one shot and auto gripped, which means no heart. So we're just gonna pop again, and then maybe we can punish here. Whoops. Nice. And same deal here. Nope. Okay, I'm kind of surprised that didn't count as a counter, but we took no damage, so I'm not gonna complain there. I will put this down and just kind of, you see if it hits dead on, it'll knock back as well, which means you can't do anything. So unless you get a guard break with it, or you confirm it by down slamming it. We're just gonna throw this out raw, and we're gonna let him combo us. I forgot he had aerial assault, but if he didn't have aerial assault there or something that iframes, you know, he would have just had to sit in there and take it to do the damage, and in the end we'd end up doing more than he is. But he's really low now. I think if I just put this down right here, he's probably just gonna die over time. You know, our block is unbreakable right now, so we're just gonna sit here and maybe go for a backstab, reapply that fear, and then yeah, GG's. So yeah, I think the biggest problem with Eidolon, despite it being a very good element, is just that it has two useless moves. Well, not completely useless, but less useful moves. For one, you know, Siphon's not really doing anything unless you put the right gems on it. So if you're looking for the right gems for Siphon, you want to put on, ooh, I forgot that doesn't, when you hit a wall now, it takes off your stun. But I would put Despair, or I would put Shadow on him, because most people don't know, but Shadow actually does something other than darken the opponent's screen a little, which is what most people think it only does. It actually also decreases their damage. So I think it has a limit of about 25%, but I've also heard that you can straight up make them do no damage, like as if they have null on them. Or like as if you have null on you. But it would only be for a short amount of time. I would definitely recommend going Reap or going Despair, because if you go Despair, they basically can never use their extender, and if you go Reap, then they basically never get the passive healing that you do in Ranked. So either way, you're getting a lot of value out of it. The only problem is you're sacrificing a move slot, and you know, it would be crazy to say there's not way better moves you could put in instead. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many better options. Nope, he walked out of it. Alright. We'll just pop then. And our guard is unbreakable as long as we keep hitting him. So, you know, we can sit here and hold F. Go for a push block start. Okay. He's like, kind of TPing. Makes it a little difficult to, yeah. That was smart. I'm gonna go with this though. Yep, and if you don't know in mode your dashes, if they hit you while you're dashing, they will just get knocked back. You can also jump in the air and then you'll go up. And there is a way to like basically do that. Like as long as you have dashes, you can like keep doing it. I personally don't know how to do it. Well, I know like what you're supposed to do. I can't do it. You're supposed to like dash someone like you know how you normally dash someone, but you instead of just holding dash, you're supposed to like tap it at the right time, and I can't get the timing down. It's also like just kind of, you know, it's not useless, but it's like it's just cheesy. It's not even really that good. You can see I just blocked the guard breaker there. I should have walked into my siphon because, you know, I would have been able to get a little more damage there, but I think the best way to use Eidolon's counter is definitely to just use it while they're M1ing you. Like, you block and they M1 you, that's when you use it, because that's gonna be like the best, I feel like, you know, time for you to use it. Like the least amount of, oh, they might mess up, you know, like that risk. Nice, but he walked into that and then walked out of it, because why not, right? If you ever think you're not gonna hit your Seek, or you feel like it might get PV'd, just shoot it right at the ground at your feet, because when they run into you or something, you know, they might get hit into it. Also, if they're in the air, keep in mind Seek has a completely vertical hitbox, so you know, you can hit people in the air. You just have to aim. You have to aim it at the ground. You also, I guess, you can aim it directly at them. It's just, you know, you'd have to have some real good aim, and it's a little less reliable. I mean, yeah, I hit him directly there. Nice. Caught his dashes. We're just gonna Did that too late, but that's fine. We'll get combo off this. Never mind. If you're using Eidolon for the should have uppercutted there because it's not gonna work. For the perks you're using, I would definitely recommend going engagers. Because Eidolon has a really good. The best part about Eidolon, in my opinion, is its extender. But it's not even my opinion. It's just it's definitely the extender. And its guard breaks, you can pretty much always get a guard break with it if you time it right. And so if you have engagers, if you don't know what engagers do, every time you get a guard break, you get a 2-second cooldown reduction. So we're just gonna shoot it at ourselves there. Then we pop again. You get a 2-second cooldown reduction, for just guard breaking. And so if you have 5 of those, because you have 5 accessory slots, you're getting a 10-second cooldown reduction. All your moves. I don't know if it includes your ultimate. I can't really remember. But if it does, then that's kind of crazy. I don't think it works on heart, because that would be seriously unfair. Just infinitely using heart. But either way, it's a really good option, especially because on Eidolon you're typically gonna have some pretty high cooldown moves. Like I feel like if you really want to do damage on Spirit Eidolon, you kind of need Ryatsu Eclipse or Ryodon or Springer, but something like that, and that's gonna be a 40-second cooldown. So having engagers is gonna make it so you can use it a little more frequently here. Look at that. Whole bunch of damage and I'm not even moving. Got him there. Oh, that was a really bad time to run out of mode, but that's fine. Yeah, once we're in final, Eidolon's just kind of dominates it. Not so much anymore like it used to, because of Reishi. With Reishi it was so much better, but GG's.